professional studios that are looking to develop on Horizon are actually going to like this new developer kit quite a bit. The issue here, you got to think about the hobbyists, the tinkerers, the semi-professionals. What is there for them? Very steep learning curve. I know that there are a lot of creators who are struggling with TypeScript as it is. There are creators who struggle with Blender and like learning those tools that have been out forever. Most creators are basically, they're going to take one look at Studio. They might try it for a week and then say, I'm just going to keep using the tools that I have because they're going to be supported for the next 2 or 3 years. And then in 2 or 3 years or 4 or 5 or however long it is, Meta is going to say, okay, we're cutting support.
Right.
Presumably, Meta will have reached out to the top worlds and been like, hey, you need to port this over, right? They're not just going to cut the switch. I'm sure they'll give, 6 to 12 months runway for people to do it. But you're going to be in a position where we're going to lose thousands, if not tens of thousands of worlds when that happens, because most creators, either they're not on the platform anymore, or they are just doing it for fun, or they just like haven't developed the skill sets to do it. They're not going to port over most of that content. I would be very surprised if something like Spin the Bottle didn't get ported over. Right.
Right.
Like that's a top world.
Yeah. Back when I was first hopping into Horizon Worlds, it was back when it was just the headset editor, right? And I built just like a chill space with Ubi, and it was like just to hang out, and we could just chat and whatever in this Horizon world that I created. And then, once they made the push to mobile, they auto mobilized it or whatever so that I could access it on mobile. And I walked through it a little bit on my mobile app just to see if it worked. And it did for the most part, and it was fine, whatever, right? But like, I'm not going to go through all the headache and effort of trying to figure out how to port this world into the Horizon, into the studio, just so that in the off chance that me and Ubi want to hang out in it one day down the line, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you built it for you. And I think in those early days in particular, the game on Horizon was the creation tools. Yeah. And that's shifted, certainly, right? Like the creator population is a much smaller percentage of Horizon worlds than it was in the beginning. But I will say that those tools help provide foundational skills that develop the creator community that's there today. Not everybody, and that's okay. Some people are still using primitives, using code blocks. Some people are doing that and finding incredible amounts of success. I mean, look at Immortal. Like his most popular worlds are all code blocks and primitives, and they look great and they're fun. And it's the mechanics, and he's managed to build a really, really great community around that. So that's my biggest concern, is that we have this professional tool. New users that are not game developers are going to struggle with it. You'll have like a few people who sort of figure it out, but it's not going to be the sort of mass democratization of world creation that we've seen. You go to RDC or Roblox conference, or even just like go talk to Roblox creators. You'll talk to these people. They're like, hey, I'm 24 years old and I have 12 years of game development experience. Right. And the reason for that is Roblox made their tools really easy to use. Is a very low barrier to entry. And like when they say that they have, 10 to 12 years of experience in their early 20s, it's true, right? They do actually have that level of experience creating content. And that's where the innovation comes from. Larger, more corporate studios are coming in, and it's not that they aren't making quality stuff, but it's safe. And it has, a certain je ne sais quoi that, you can kind of tell like, okay, this was made by a professional studio. This was made by someone who just likes to make things for fun. But the innovators come from the people who have been swimming in the platform, and it's those younger creators more often than not. I'm in my 30s, and I like to think of myself as a decent game designer, but even I struggle to keep up with the type of content that like Gen Alpha is consuming at a rapid rate. Look at Steal a Brain Rot, look at Grow a Garden, right? Yeah. There are people who have been on the platform, who know what works. It's not highly polished. It's not always like it doesn't always work 100% of the time. It's a little janky, but they're fun. And that's what those younger audiences are looking for.